Well, hello from DeKalb, everybody, and welcome to once again. The 2021 virtual Victory Bash continues tonight. This is the virtual Huskies Summer Circuit. We're going to talk with all 16 of our coaches this evening here on the NIU Athletics YouTube channel. We come to you virtually once again. We were kind of hoping to be live this year. It didn't happen. It's going to happen soon. And that is something I know that Sean Frazier is going to be talking about in the not too distant future with us. So stay with us. We're also very excited about welcoming everybody back into Huskie Stadium, as well as the Convocation Center, the other athletic venues during the course of what is going to be an exciting 21-22 athletic campaign here in DeKalb. We're going to be talking to Sean Frazier just a moment or so about what I just mentioned, getting back into Huskie Stadium and those head coaches. We are going to invite you in the meantime to join in via the chat. We'll try to get some of your questions in along the way. Some of our people are scattered about the country. Some of our people are in traffic trying to get to the airport to become scattered about the country. It's one of those things where we're just going to pull this together from just about everywhere. Matter of fact, we have two of our coaches in Eugene, Oregon, for tomorrow night's presentation of the NCAA Track and Field Championships. Before we get to the interviews, just a quick reminder, you will see the link on the Victory Bash online auction and jersey sale. That's the link to check it out. Now, you need to do that simply because great items. There's Husky gear. There's a chance to travel with Husky basketball and other sports, rounds of golf, cigars, spirits, game-worn jerseys, much, much more. You can go there, too, and simply make a donation. You can go there and take part in the very exciting 50-50 raffle. That is the online auction. Be sure to click on that and check it out when we have the opportunity. Without further ado, let's bring on the NIU Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics. It's been a while since I've been able to shake his hand. I hope to be able to do that relatively soon. And we're talking about Sean T. Frazier. Welcome, boss.
How are you, Bill? It's good to see you, my friend. God bless you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to the return to normalcy, as they say, and I know there's talk about the chance of being at 100% capacity for Husky football. I know you've got some great plans too for the welcoming back party, the game against Maine, our second against Wyoming, our second non-conference game of the season. I think that's September the 11th. You know the plans are in motion. You know you've got some great things scheduled, and everybody I talk to, every person I've heard from is really looking forward to being able to come back and see NIU Athletics in the flesh live.
Yeah, there's no question, Bill. I think, as we kind of go through this process, and yes, we will have a chance to break bread and shake hands at some point. I've looked in my secret ball, and we've taken a look at it and said, yes, it's going to happen. So I appreciate your commitment and what you do for us. But yeah, this has been a tough year. COVID has definitely has presented some significant adversity, some challenges. But the future is bright. The vaccination process, the process in which we're starting to see, people and our different health departments throughout the state and the country start to open up. But yeah, I see a future where we have all our fans back in the stands, back in our different venues, and we're once again cheering on Husky athletics. So I'm excited for the future. And obviously, as we kind of go through the summer and kick off football season and all of our fall sports. So yeah, it's really an exciting time. We got great weather right now. It's hot, it's humid. We're not going to complain about that because that's what we need at this juncture. But I'm also looking forward to the future where there's a lot of great things going to be happening for our fall, winter, and spring sports. But I'm excited about it, Bill. I am. We've gone through a number of different things this particular academic year, a lot of adversity, but we've come through it, won MAC championships, done a lot of things academically, athletically. So this is a great time. It's a great time to be a Husky. It's no question about it.
Well, and I want to just pass along some accolades to you and your staff because you got through 6 football games. Not everybody was able to do that in the Mid-American Conference. Basketball had a bump or two along the road, but that's to be expected. Overall, though, and I'll really single out Phil Voorhees for his efforts. I know what he did to protect the pack I think is the moniker that everybody used. And certainly a phenomenal job, athletics, more than doing their part. And certainly, I mean, here's the fruition of all the work we put in over the course of this past 300 some odd days. And it's going to come to the point now to where we do welcome people back into the seats. We've all been waiting for that. We thank you. And we think it's going to be a terrific 21-22 athletic campaign.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. Thanks a lot. Look forward to the summer circuit. It's gonna be great. Our coaches are spread all over the place, and should be exciting things. So let's, without any further ado, let's kick it back to you and let's get the thing started up. Let's go Huskies. Let's take care of it.
Sean G. Frazier, thank you, my friend, so very much. 2021 summer circuit and the virtual Husky Victory Bash will continue from DeKalb in just a moment. Well, time to begin with our first round of coaches. Joining us now, as you can see in the boxes, Ryan Swan of men's soccer is with us. Julie Koloff, women's soccer, is on board. There's Eric Burns from women's tennis. And our newest head coach is in traffic. That's Rashad Burno with men's basketball. Coach Swan, you've got the leadoff position, my friend. You're number one on the runway. You played your regular season in the spring. You've got a very short turnaround now to the regular season for the 2021 campaign and beyond, which begins in the fall. How is that going to change anything about how you plan for this upcoming season?
You know, I don't think it changes much for us as far as planning goes. We're really excited to get back to the regular season being here in the fall, but yeah, obviously with the guys just finishing a couple months ago, it's all about maintaining fitness and not picking up any injuries over the summer. A lot of them are off playing summer ball in different places, and we're just kind of checking in with them on a weekly basis to make sure they're not overdoing it.
Well, you've got the returning Mid-American Conference Player of the Year in Nick Martinic, as well as the Mid-American Conference Freshman of the Year in Harry Jolly. That's an outstanding set of bookends to try to build something around without question. What exactly do you think your team needs to do to be able to take that next step?
You know, yeah, I think you highlight a couple of guys who had fantastic seasons for us in the spring, and now we're just looking throughout the squad. We've got a fairly experienced team now that have been with us a few years, and you know, some big results I think over the course of the last couple of years where we've beaten some really good teams, and now we're just looking for, as a squad, we need to find ways to find a little more consistency, and not just in the glamorous games, you know, the games that we all get excited about, but finding a way just to grind out the results, whether it's home or away on a rainy Tuesday or a windy Saturday afternoon in DeKalb. We got to find a way, no matter who we're playing, how the conditions are, that we find a way to win.
Want to wish you the best for 2021. You've taken some giant steps already, I know, Coach, and we look forward to more of the same. Best of luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. On we go to women's soccer. Head coach Julie Konoff is with us. And Julie, welcome. You had a really young team this past season. I mean, that's putting it in quotes as well. Dealing with 14 freshmen, how important was it for them? What advantage did they gain to be able to play this past spring, even if it was a little bit of a shortened season?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a tough year for everyone because of COVID, of course, but getting some games in as a freshman is always a valuable experience, and to have it not count towards their eligibility is even better. So I think, all of them and us as a coaching staff too are really looking forward to this season and building off of that, couple game experience as we come into the fall here.
Among your 14 newcomers last year, if I do my math correctly, I think 8 of them out of the state of Illinois. Is that pretty much the primary focus of your recruiting now, closer to home in state? And what is it you're looking forward to with this group as you move into the fall of 2021?
Yeah, Illinois is a great area for women's soccer. So, we always try to tap into that talent pool locally here. And Kira Meyer is like almost as local as it gets. She grew up in Sycamore and played, through high school there, and was a freshman this season and all MAC freshman team for us. So, we always try to find that local talent and bring them home to be a Husky. But I think there's something also to be said about kind of diversifying where we're pulling from. So about even for our incoming class, we have 8 freshmen coming in. Half of them are from Illinois, and then the other half are from other states. So just bringing in different styles, different abilities, different backgrounds, and making sure that diversity helps us both on the field and off.
I just get I get the feeling you are really excited about this 2021 campaign, without question. Wish you the best of luck as always. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Julie Konoff with women's soccer takes us over to NIU women's tennis. They complete, I should say, the second season at the helm in 2001 underneath their head coach Eric Burns. The Huskies 14 dual win matches, including 6 Mid-American Conference victories. It was the most wins in 8 years and the most Mid-American Conference wins since way back in 2003. And Eric, you seem to be pretty much on the right track. Where did you see the biggest improvement in your team over this year to be able to win all those matches?
Yeah, I just think another year of experience and working, doing the things that we were doing my first year, and we're just more experience with this team, and they're growing their games and getting more confidence along the way. And we play such a tough schedule. They're up against it a lot of times, and they're finding they can compete and win against some of the better teams around. So I think that's really helped, and it will help our program going forward.
Well, there's second team All Mid-American Conference player Maria Passi. She graduates, but you return a talented team, including a young freshman, Diana Lupinova. What are you most looking forward to about your club heading into this next campaign?
Yeah, well, we have 5 seniors coming back. We're going to be very experienced. We have a very good recruiting class coming in that will add a lot of depth to the program. We're very excited about the freshmen and the one transfer that'll be coming in. So we're just looking to keep improving, see where we can go with this thing. But, I think this year and next year, we've got some big classes. We'll have 3 scholarships opening up in 2022. So we're kind of turning things over here. We're going to be a little young here, but at the same time, hey, it's all about your talent level. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman, sophomore. I mean, if you can play, you can play. And we fully expect all these players to come in and compete and do well right away.
Well, all the best, my friend. You're certainly, without question, all the steps you're taking, baby steps, medium steps, whichever, certainly have been in the right direction. And again, we wish you the best, and go Huskies. We'll see you down the road here in 2021.
Appreciate it.
A little bit later on. All righty. My pleasure to welcome our newest head coach, Rashad Burno. He's your new NIU men's basketball coach to his first summer circuit. Coach is he's between here and there. What I understand, it's actually on his way to the airport. I told you we're spread all over the country. Where is it? Where is it you're heading toward?
I'm actually heading I'm in Los Angeles, heading to Houston to spend some time with Coach Sampson at the University of Houston to talk some ball and get some guidance. Well,
tell me, what have the first 3 months as the Huskies head men's basketball coach been like for you?
It's been a whirlwind. Obviously, anytime you inherit a program as a first-time head coach, a lot of things get thrown at you in regards to trying to get acclimated to the new way of conducting the program at NIU. But it's been fun. Learned a lot over the last 90 days. Super excited about the guys that we inherited, and also excited about the guys that we brought in. Obviously, they get on campus, I want to say Sunday. We'll have our first team meeting Sunday afternoon, and then we'll get after it the following Wednesday. So super excited to get this thing going.
Well, I think there's 7 different people that you've been able to add. And so as you get together over the course of the summer, it's the most important thing you need to accomplish before you really get into the fall campaign and then get ready for games.
Just trying to get a connected group. Obviously the MAC conference is very, very competitive from top to bottom. We got our work cut out. 7 new guys is a tall task to get these guys acclimated with the 6 returners, but mainly focus on making these guys a connected unit, learning to be vulnerable with each other so we can garner some trust throughout the course of the summer. So once the fall comes around, we'll have a more cohesive unit. So my main focus is to try to get these guys to get a little bit more connected over the next 8 weeks.
Lester, we have a question online from Michael Connor. Wants to know about any scheduling updates. Now, I know we're going to Indiana because it's part of the auction. I think there's a travel package for that going down to the arena in Bloomington. What else can you tell us about what maybe the non-conference is going to be looking like for you?
Super competitive. We have Indiana on the 12th. We have Marquette on the 27th of November. We're in talks with another high major for a road game. We're also in talks with the MTE that will have us playing potentially Missouri at their place. So my goal coming in was to try to get our guys ready for conference play. I think playing a competitive non-conference schedule only pay dividends towards conference play and get our guys ready to go out and try to cut down some nets. So that was our goal in putting the schedule together.
Exciting times, my friend. We look forward to meeting you and shaking your hand and get you out of that limo in Los Angeles. Safe travels over to Houston, and we will talk with you. We'll see you when we get you back here in DeKalb.
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Rashad Burno, we told you just about everybody spread all over the place. And so far as the Husky coaches are concerned, a couple of them up in Eugene, Oregon. We'll talk with them a little bit down the line. In the meantime, that will do it as far as batch number 1 is concerned for our Husky summer circuit. More to come your way as this 2021 Summer Circuit virtual Victor E Bash continues from DeKalb in just a moment. We welcome you back to the Convocation Centers where we happen to be located tonight as part of the virtual Husky Summer Circuit. We continue. We're going to welcome, Sam Moriali. NIU Gymnastics is going to be next in the green room, as we like to say. And there's Mike Kunagonis up that way from baseball. Softball head coach Christina Sutcliffe has joined us. Ray Gooden, who's the dean of head coaches here in DeKalb, is in the room as well. So let's begin with Coach Moriali. We'll start with NIU Gymnastics. And you had your top 3 finishes all time for the program over the span of the last 3 Mid-American Conference Championships. Including a runner-up finish as recently here as 2021. Talk about the development of your program, especially over the course of these past 3 years and what you foresee going ahead.
Yeah, no, thank you, Bill. One of our goals when we took over was to become a program that competed for a championship each and every year. I've been very fortunate with the fact that a lot of pretty much every one of my graduating senior classes have left the program better and more competitive than they found it, which as a head coach, that's kind of what you're looking for from your seniors and your graduating kids. So that's first and foremost. The old saying, success breeds success is dead on. The fact that we've been able to have some success has attracted some better kids to our program, which in turn makes us a more competitive, better team. A lot of the props goes to my assistant coaches, Nita Teague and Chris Weiss, who work tirelessly to help us get here. And then obviously the athletes who just come in each and every day working hard to get where we want to go. We're not quite where we want to be yet. It's been a very long, slow climb, but we're almost there. And, I look forward to some big things moving forward.
You had 3 gymnasts move to the NCAA regionals, and while they're put together some of the top scores ever by NIU athletes at the regionals. What do these performances mean for the future? We're talking about Natalie Happ and Tara Kaufmel, what they were able to do out in Utah. What does it say about the quality of gymnastics you have and just in general, 2021 and beyond for the Huskies?
Yeah, well, it definitely speaks to their talent and their ability and their kind of dedication to the sport and to be the best they can be. We've always felt like if we can get kids to that level, they're going to be competitive. So it's super nice to see them actually kind of following through with that. And when they're getting in those pressure situations, doing well. And then the great thing is being underclassmen coming back to kind of talk to the rest of the team about the fact that, what we saw there, we can do. It's not an unattainable goal or dream to be in the post, to get into that postseason or the national tournament. So that's definitely they came back with that kind of, that desire and that passion that they really want to get us to that next level. So I'm super excited about the future, not only with the team we're returning, but like Eric Burns said, we also have a really quality freshman class coming in next year that's going to kind of help take us to the next level.
Which kind of takes me to one extra question I want to ask you. Where does your talent come from? I mean, are you looking at the high school level? Do you look at gymnastics clubs at private organizations?
Well, it's mostly my coaching. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally just joking. No, it is. And that's for all the coaches on the call. No, honestly, from all over. I mean, obviously we're kind of Midwest driven, but like next year's class, we have kids from, in the Midwest, Illinois, Minnesota, but we also got a Virginia kid. We got Florida kids. We're kind of chasing the talent. It's not really like we want to recruit from any specific hotbed. I'm pretty fortunate too. There's a lot of really good gymnasts around. And a lot of our kids do come from the private club driven sector. Some of those kids will do high school, but it's not a pure high school program. So yeah, pretty much everywhere. Well, if you're good, we want you.
You pushed the right buttons so far, my friend. Thank you. Best of luck as always, continuing through 21 and 22, and we'll see you at the Convocation Center without question.
Thank you,
Sam Moriali, and from there we turn the page, and we're going to talk a little bit of baseball. There he is, Mike Kunagonis. Your season finished, just a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Your team was able to play basically an entire season. It was all Mid-American Conference. Didn't have a chance to really step out of the conference. Almost half of your games this season, when I look at the scores and I follow them, and I watch Mike Huskie do his reports online, or you had so many games that were decided by 1 and 2 runs. I mean, just a phenomenal total. What enabled you to play all these close contests this year?
Yeah, having a veteran club that, has been in a lot of these games before and kept us in some tight games. And unfortunately, we just couldn't get over the hump with some of them. We're a ball or two, bouncing one way or the other, or a strike call going one way or the other from probably winning, of those 7 or 8 games, probably winning about 5 of them. So, that's the margin of difference for all of us, and especially in our league. But first, I want to say with Sam, his talent, Bill, it's God-given. It comes from the Almighty above, and that's where he gets it from. So he's a humble man.
He's in the green room. I think he heard you without question there. A couple of your players I want to mention, Cam Smith and Jake Dunham, both were named second team All Mid-American Conference. What have these two players meant to your program over the span of their careers?
Yeah, both these guys are graduating seniors. Cam's moving on to go to grad school, and Jake is finished up here. And both these guys have been with us for 5 years. And, they came in with our first recruiting class, and they really helped us kind of change a little bit into the culture to where we're at now of, we won the Victor's Cup for the men's side this year. And, so we'll probably talk about that, winning it for the ladies side, and won the Community Service Award again. That's 5 out of 6 years. And, Cam Smith is Mr. Huskie for the second time in his career. And then he also won the Men's Social Justice Award. So these 2 young men have been huge parts of our program in crushing all the great stuff that's off the field. And these guys came in here, at the beginning of my tenure and have helped us get to where we are today and having some quality young men and, with a team GPA of a 3.45. And, it's the highest we've ever had. And, when it came in, our team GPA hovered around a 3.0, and it was tough for us to get above that 3.1 mark. And we've done that for the last several years now. And those 2 guys have been huge parts of that culture shift for us. And, now we're looking to take that next step and go chase MAC tournaments like these other 3 coaches that are up here with me now, and so many other coaches that we're all going to hear from and have heard from already. We're all looking to chase that MAC title, and I'm in pretty good company and trying to learn from everyone that's came before me and going to be talking after me.
All righty, my friend. And generally, I say this question, we almost always talk to you during the course of the football season with our coaches' corners out at Fatty's Pub and Grill with the football and everything. And usually the last thing I talk about, I'm going to end today with that thing. And what is your inside take on Major League Baseball? What are the top 2 teams in each league that you want to see, you think you might see in the World Series? What's your prediction?
Yeah, where my answers go. I mean, the Red Sox for sure are going to be there again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they face off. Yeah, again. I know it's been a couple of years, but they're going to be back there. Okay, it was a long time, prior to the 2004, victory, and you had that pretty big dry spell, but they'll be back, and probably the Dodgers. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm a little disappointed with the base running right now in Major League Baseball. And in minor league baseball, we had a guy with a home run called back yesterday for missing first base. That's a tough one. And then in minor league baseball, they had a home run that was reversed again for missing home plate. So I'm hoping that the big leaguers and the minor leaguers are going to get back to a little bit of fundamentals and touch all the bases.
It's coaching. That's what we need. It's coaching down there.
We need Coach Moriarty down there to coaching those fundamentals, that God-given talent.
I look forward to seeing that happen. I'll buy a ticket to see that. Coach, thank you so much. Good luck, indeed. All right, let's go to the other side of the diamond, if you would. Christina Sutcliffe, NIU softball, is with us. Christina, welcome. You lost most of the 2020 season because of COVID, as everybody did. So how special was it to be actually, playing a schedule, get back on the field, and be able to compete this past spring?
Yeah, I think anytime, you lose a half a season, it's difficult for our athletes. But in particular, we went almost 700 days in between home games. So when you're going that long with your athletes not having a home game to compete in front of their home crowd and their family and their friends, it's difficult to keep them motivated. But again, I think it made everybody thankful for what can be taken away from them. And I think a lot of times in this college athletic world, we take a lot of things for granted and we expect there to be another game. So when that isn't the case, I think it takes a step back and we really become grateful for smaller things in our lives and for the fact that we get to do this and that this truly is something special that they get to do.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to tell me about Katie Keller, who was the leader in doubles and is up in the national numbers insofar as that category is concerned. What is it makes you such a special player and such a good hitter?
Yeah, she actually was the runner-up in statistically in the entire NCAA for doubles per game. With Keller, it's how humble she is and how hard she goes to work every single day on and off the field. She's going to be a surgeon here in a couple of years. So she's just very methodical about every single thing she does with every rep, every swing. When you're hitting that well, plus you're drawing 35 walks and you have an on-base percentage above 500, you're doing something right. But it's not like she just had a breakout year. She did it her freshman year. She was on track at her COVID sophomore year. And then she backed it up again this year and was actually pretty close to getting an All-American. If she doesn't get academic All-American, I'm going to demand a recount. So she's just something special. But honestly, she's the most humble player that we have. She just loves NIU and wants to do whatever it takes to have us win.
Yeah, I would imagine that a little bit of a smile every time you get to jot her name down on your lineup card. And
yeah, she's not a bad local favorite to have. That's for sure.
Indeed. Coach, thank you so much. Good to see you once again. Have a great summer. Indeed. Christina Sutcliffe, Ray Gooden, who is the graybeard, as I like to say, in terms of NIU head coaches, is with us now with women's volleyball. Coach, welcome. Like soccer, volleyball played a spring season in 2021. You have a real short turnaround in the fall again. Like soccer, you played a Mid-American Conference only schedule. There were no non-conference opponents. And you played the same opponent twice in one weekend. It kind of cut down on the travel. So what was that like? And is that scheduling model something you think the Mid-American Conference is going to stay with?
Yeah, Bill, I think, first, like a lot of the coaches feel we got a chance to, and it was good. It wasn't our traditional season where we played in the spring instead of
All righty. Well, Ray is there, but Ray, at the moment, I'm no good at lip reading. So we're going to have to see if we can get that adjusted and get back to Ray Good. I wanted to talk about the makeup of the rosters, having kind of a young team and what he can take from this spring's action and apply into the upcoming fall campaign. So a little bit more from Ray Gooden, and hopefully we'll be able to get him back and get that audio situation corrected in the not too distant future right there. In the meantime, we're just about halfway through. Time to stretch. Ray, let's try it one more time. Nope. Ray, we just can't hear you. We appreciate it. We know you're going to be great again in 2021. Thank you for the input you were able to get us before the gremlin got to us. And as we said, best of luck. We will talk to you soon, my friend, without a doubt. Ray Gooden. And so this is the halfway point, time to stretch, and then we'll bring out our next set of coaches. We are in DeKalb. We're in the Convocation Center. That is our headquarters for this segment of the virtual Victory Bash and of the 2021 Summer Circuit with all of our head coaches. And it's all going to continue from DeKalb in just a moment. Well, this would be quarter number 3 of the 2021 virtual summer circuit. Very pleased at this point to bring in men's tennis head coach Patrick Fisher. Golf coaches John Carlson and Kim Kester are going to be joining us. And women's basketball head coach Lisa Carlson is going to be with us in this segment, starting with the veteran of this group, and that would be men's tennis coach Patrick Fisher. Just completed season number 12 here in DeKalb. And Coach, thank you for being with us tonight. Congratulations on a stellar 2021 campaign. Your team was 21-3 this past season, ranked at times as high as 37th in the country. What is it that you're most proud of in terms of a long list, I think, of accomplishments so far?
I just think the consistency that we've had, when we got here in 2009, our program really struggled, and it took us those first 2 years was very instrumental in turning around and setting the culture and the foundation of winning, and the type of kids that we recruit and the character that we have on our team and the talent that is available to us to compete at the level we want to compete at, which is, putting ourselves in position to win conference championships and competing on a yearly basis.
Talk about consistency within your program. I mean, this is the 9th consecutive winning season for the men's tennis program here in DeKalb. You must be doing something right, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's, obviously it's an everyday thing. It's a passion. Your vocation is your vacation. And I really love what I do. And I poured my heart and soul into this program, likewise with my family. And I wish I could tell you there was a secret formula. There's not. It's just simply, recruiting talent that's going to help you play at the level you want to compete at, establishing a culture and having the discipline to, follow through and make sure the kids, have goals and vision and being able to hold them accountable, which in this day and age is harder to do than most. But and then lastly, just recruiting character. You got to have good character kids that, that have the same goals and desires that you have for the program and the direction that you have, and then to have the ability to strive to it. And I think that could be something that could apply to every sport, not just tennis, to any sport. You got to have those. You got to have those 3 things, those 3 core value things to build, turn around, and sustain success.
Well, no question. It came down. What was it? 1 game against Western Michigan for the Mid-American Conference Championship. 1 game. The match was played in Kalamazoo. You were at a bit of a disadvantage there, to say the least, having to go on the road. But that's as close as you were. 1 game to a Mid-American Conference title. I think there are good things on the horizon, my friend. Thank you for spending time with us. Great talking with you. Indeed. All right.
Thank you.
So let's do this. Let's move along to Coach Kim Kester, the 21 Mid-American Conference Coach of the Year. No, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we're going to the 2021 Coach of the Year. A very impressive run as of late, Coach. Your team continues pretty much to rewrite the record book and literally rack up victories. What's been the recipe for continuing to lower scores and play as competitively as your team does, tournament after tournament, week after week?
Yeah, I mean, it starts, from the top up or top down, really. Just the support that we get, from Ryan, our sport AD, especially this year, Phil and his training staff, getting our players to be able to play. All the hard work Andrew puts in frame. But once we get to that, through that stuff, it's just a buy-in from the players. They want to work hard, they want to do well, and they keep stepping it up every day. They come to practice, and on our end, on Andrew and I's end, it's, changing practice up a little bit, making it more creative, giving them different tasks to do. So we really did that a lot this year, not competing in the fall. You're not traveling anywhere. You're staying at home. Luckily, we have a great home of the Huskies Rich Harvest Farm that's hosting the Palmer Cup this week. But we have to keep it interesting and we have to keep it fun. And when you do that, you keep it light and the kids want to play and they're stepping it up every day. And we can't be more happy for them and everything they're doing.
Last year, you had a young lady, her name was Lauren Engel. She became the first NIU player to be named first team All Mid-American Conference, had a 3rd place finish at the MAC championships, leading the team to that 2nd place finish. She's the only player that's not coming back next season. So you've got a wealth of experience. Who are some of the up and coming names to keep an eye on when you get back on the links?
Really, all of them. That's the greatest thing is, we want top to bottom. Anybody can play at any point. We're bringing in 3 new ones. But Jasmine finished second team All MAC this year. Soph had a great year. Era had a great year. I mean, they're throwing 68s in there. Karen, Emily, Caroline, Sid got to play this year. So it really, at any point during the year, it could be somebody different. And that's what you want. Our goal is to try to bring in a new number 1 every year and just keep it competitive and keep them pushing each other. And it's fun when it's a different lineup every week, just seeing them grind it out, and they all want to win. And that was the goal.
When does your fall schedule begin?
We will start at the Redbird in beginning of September, and then we'll do 4 events. And our second half of the fall is really exciting. I don't think I'm allowed to release that yet, but we're really excited. I'm not going to, but we're really excited. It's all about the student athletes, and I think you'll see our fall will be set up that way, definitely for them.
Looking forward to that. I don't play a lot of golf myself. That number 8 hole, the one with the swinging windmill, always seems to get me. Just knocks me out every single time.
Watch that.
Great to talk with you.
Yeah, nice talking with you. Watch that and the clown's mouth.
But yeah, that's another one.
That'll get you.
Thank you, dear. Talk to you soon. Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay. Women's basketball head coach Lisa Carlson is up next as we continue on our summer circuit. Led the Huskies to a record of 12-12, their 3rd consecutive appearance in the Mid-American Conference quarterfinals. There she is. Hello, Lisa. Sophomore Shelby Coker got you, 21 points a game plus a little bit. Asia Davis, nearly the double-double on the average, 11 points and 8 rebounds. Exciting to watch. They both made a huge jump in their sophomore seasons. And what do you think was the big key, the pin that brought things together in terms of their development for this past season?
Well, I think anytime you point to your couple of best players and their sophomores, a lot of good things are going on. Anytime somebody makes a jump from their freshman year to their sophomore year the way they did, you have to really attribute their individual work that they put in. And again, especially this year when we had limited time together in preparation for the season, I couldn't be more proud of both of them with what they were able to do without any eyes on them. And to think that we have those two for the next 2, probably 3 years, I think puts us in a great position to expect great success in women's basketball.
I know that the 3-pointer continues to be a huge part of your offense. Huskies ranked in the top 15 in the country this past season in 3-point shooting percentage and in threes per game. And there's Janae Poisson named the Mid-American Conference 6th Player of the Year, led the league in 3-point shooting. What did Janae's return? She's, had a ding here and there. And what did that health situation as it gets resolved do for your team?
Well, most people who remember Janae from her freshman year and the run that we made when she was young know that she was instant offense, even at that time off the bench. There was never a shot that she didn't love. She had no problem letting it fly from 3-point range. And she was so eager to get back to being that same player. Unfortunately, she's had a couple of knee injuries and really kind of delayed that. But once she was feeling well enough to play again, I think this year you saw kind of the Janae of old. She's a very confident shooter. I love that about her. Short memory for any shooter that's going to shoot as many times as she does from behind the arc. So I obviously love her success, but it really brings me a smile to my face watching her be able to compete again with everything that she's been through.
I saw on Facebook the team is back on campus for the summer. How important is this work that's going to happen now, the rest of June, July, going into August as you get ready for this next campaign?
Yeah, we can't be more than happy to have them back on campus, bringing some normalcy back to what traditional collegiate basketball is like in the summer, being able to train together. And obviously from a basketball standpoint, skill standpoint, that's great. But all the other factors that go into building a team culturally and from a chemistry standpoint and really getting a chance to know each other, those are the things that I think we missed the most with COVID last year is not necessarily the individual development, but the team cohesiveness and culture. And I can see already, and it's only been this week, how important that's going to be to our development as a unit.
Lisa, thank you. Want to wish you the best as always. And October, November can't come soon enough. Can't wait to see you on the floor. Indeed.
Thanks, Bill.
Lisa Carlson joining us. And right back to the Lynx, where men's head coach John Carlson, who helped lead the Huskies to a second place finish at the Mid-American Conference Championships, is standing by. That was their best finish in the tournament in something like 30 years. So John, welcome. Tell me, what was it like for you in your second season and your first Mid-American Conference Championship to see this team be in contention behind the league's powerhouse in Kent State? So they were there all weekend long.
Well, certainly Kent State's kind of ruled the conference for many years, 20 plus years. And again, they were a top ranked team this year. But our guys got better individually throughout those 18 months. And COVID may have helped some of them, not through experience on the golf course, but through really learning how to practice. And we took that into the conference championship. And, we're standing on the 14th hole, the final day, with, 3 shots down to a team that was supposed to walk away with the conference championship. And that experience that my guys gained through that certainly going to help next year. We returned pretty much the entire team. We did lose first team All-MAC, performer Jordan Less, which, he's always going to be tough to replace, but I'm excited about the future. We took a big step forward.
What is it you have to do in your mind to be able to build, to have that extra impetus, that extra step to get to that title?
Well, we need to continue to play tough environments and tough conditions better. Our guys have to, the effort they put in practice this summer, the plan they put together, Coach Frame and myself have worked really hard on individualizing these performance plans. And if they stick to that and they get some more competition under their belt, everyone on our team has to have more experience, then we'll be fine. We're going to be continuing to battle Kent State and the other, great MAC teams. And we just want to be national contenders. We talk about the MAC conference. We talk about any conference, but we want to continue on the recruiting trail, be well known for bringing in the best talent, and we have one of them this year coming in as a freshman. We have the #1 player in Illinois and top 15 in the country, Ben Sluzis, and we can't wait to welcome him to campus.
So let me ask you this: when it comes to recruiting, how important having a home course like Rich Harvest Farms is it to the university and your program?
Yeah, the support we have from Mr. Rich and the staff out at Rich Harvest, along with Ryan Sedevy and Sean Frazier, it's very important to how we recruit. When we bring our players out there, when they know a Palmer Cup, so the Palmer Cup is the top 24 men, top 24 women on the college scene, international and the United States. They're here this week, and every time. We're very busy this week on the recruiting trail because we're taking phone calls and we're trying to reach as many people as we can. They need to know that we have the Palmer Cup at our golf course, and Rich Harvest Farms is a very tough golf course, and that's just going to prepare us for NCAA regionals and finals as we move forward.
Coach, best of luck, best of everything as you hit the links once again this fall, and we'll keep an eye on it. Let's chase that Mid-American Conference Championship and drop the Golden Flashes maybe into the #2 spot for a change. That would be, I get thumbs up on that. I like that. All right, just about set for the Final Four as we move along the home stretch in our summer circuit. We'll join those Final Four coaches and a little bit more when we come back, as this is our 2021 summer circuit and the virtual Victory Bash from DeKalb will continue in just a moment. We welcome you back to the summer circuit. Well, a little bit of a gremlin. I think we got him out of the system. We're going to go back and try and finish our conversation with the men's volleyball coach, Ray Gooden. And I think maybe about the time we launched Ray, we were talking about the scheduling model for the Mid-American Conference, where you play an opponent twice each time you go to their individual location, and vice versa when they come back here to DeKalb. Is that something you think is going to continue with league play?
Yeah, we think so. I hope you can hear me now. I hope it's better. That we are going to use that same model where we're going to have kind of a hybrid situation where we're going to be playing similar teams or the same team twice in a weekend. We're also going to mix that up with being able to play the old style of playing two teams in a weekend. We're going to see that in our schedule here for the fall, and we feel like it's going to give us a good balance, not only for us economically, but also for competitively with our group. Okay.
Talk to me a little bit about the makeup of your roster as we move ahead. We said it's a short turnaround from the spring getting into the fall conditioning. You do anything a little bit different with these individuals? Do you consider this a young team just from top to bottom? What do you see?
Well, I think with all of our teams, we're all trying to work with our kids, making sure that their mental health, is first and foremost, trying to, figure things out from last year to now. And as we get ourselves back to more traditional schedule, we have a group that we feel that has a balance. We feel like we have a lot of kids that are work their way to become upperclassmen. We feel like we have a talented group of incoming kids that are going to help us hopefully gel together and compete in the Mid-American Conference.
All righty, Ray, thanks for sticking with us, getting the audio problem corrected. All the best at Victory Court during the fall campaign with women's volleyball. We look forward to seeing you there. As we move along, just a little bit of a note here. We've got 4 more coaches left to talk to, and we get into the Final Four at this particular point in time. We have NIU wrestling head coach Ryan Ludwig, director of track and field and cross country. Connie T-Berry is going to be with us. Cross country head coach Adrian Myers, and of course football head coach Thomas Hammock is going to be with us. And Coach Ludwig, who just completed his 10th season at the helm of the Huskie program. Ryan, your team coming off a banner campaign, literally in 2021 in terms of dual wins, as well as NCAA qualifiers. We've got to start with 2-time Mid-American Conference champion Britt Wilson. He's the first NIU wrestler to achieve All-American status since back in 2004. What is it that he's done that's enabled him to become the next level of a champion and eventually become an All-American?
Yeah, like Coach Carlson mentioned earlier, our goals are on the national level. I think I've spoke about that, and it's hard to believe that 10 years have come and gone so fast. But looking back at it, on that daily grind, I mean, that's really what it's about. And that's what Britt Wilson's about is putting that work in every day. He's been that guy that's been a true north for his peers in the program. I mean, here's a guy who is as humble as they come. You see this guy walking down the street, he doesn't look like a guy who, spends every waking hour bettering himself in the gym, just wants to be a guy who's friendly and chat you up on the street. But this is a guy who's in there every day, honing his craft on the wrestling mat, spending his time in the weight room, getting his extra runs in, his extra workouts in with our coaching staff, and bringing people along with him, showing them the way. So for him to break through and attain those goals that we've been working to achieve over the last 10 years is a fantastic thing for us in terms of peer leadership. And now he's finally broken through for us. We've had several guys throughout the years that have been on that round of 12 match, but he's broken through in a big way and shown everybody else how to do that and what the roadmap is. And we've got several other individuals in the program that are eager to do that.
You had 5 NCAA qualifiers last season, and your team is consistently finishing near the top or at the top of the Mid-American Conference. And what's the next step? What do you need to do to, make that leap and bring home that conference championship?
Yeah, you're trying to rub it in near the top, right? We want to be on top. Okay. So that's, what we have to do is pretty simple, when it comes to talking about it. It's just that philosophy of putting the work in and believing in what you're doing, truly trusting your training, trusting your coaches, trusting your training partners, trusting the plan. And our guys really do that. I think that's been one of the key elements to our success as of late, is that this group they're very smart individuals. They understand what's going on, our training phases throughout the year. And then when it's go time and they're under the lights and the whistles blowing, they believe in themselves. They believe in the work that they've put in. So that's a powerful thing when you take to the mat. So quite simply, I mean, we just have to continue to do what we do. We have to understand that a year older does not mean a year better, and we have to continue to put that work in. And this group is as hungry a group of young people as I've ever been around. So I'm confident that we can do that and build on some of these accolades that we got this year.
All right, Ryan, I've got a question for you. It comes from Dominic Archer. He'd like to know how the expanded wrestling conference is working out for NIU.
It's working great. I mean, what that does for us is it offers more NCAA automatic qualifying spots in our conference. So obviously it's a premier conference in the country. And what that means is that the better the individuals per weight class, the more slots you have to qualify individuals to the tournament. So only 33 individuals in the whole country per 10 weight class get to go, which makes it even more special with a guy like Britt Wilson, who placed 6th out of all those guys in the country, where the top 8 are deemed All-Americans. And while that sounds like it may be a healthy number, when it gets down to it, one weekend per year with all those variables that go into it, that is a very tall task.
Well, you've got a great step forward. You've got momentum. You've certainly got the talent. Looking forward to what is going to be a banner season as we carry through 21 and 22 with men's wrestling. Be sure to keep an eye on you, my friend. Indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing all the Husky faithful in the stands.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, Ryan Ludwig joining us. And from there, we are going to go to track and field. We're going to make the trek cross country, if you would, so to speak, because we also deal with cross country. Adrian Myers, head coach of women's cross country, the assistant track and field coach for the ladies. He is in Eugene, Oregon this week. It's Husky grad Ashley Tutcombe is going to compete in her number 3 NCAA championship meet of 2021 when she runs the 10,000 meters tomorrow night, which you can watch live on ESPN2. It didn't really strike me exactly what 10,000 meters is until I did the math on it. 10,000 meters is 6.214 miles. That's a little bit different than cross country, my friend, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to be a special kind of crazy to be successful in that.
Can you talk about, Ashley, what it's like to coach this young lady? What a remarkable achievement it is, what she has done this year. And still, I mean, with a smile on your face, you've got her 2 more years here in DeKalb.
Right. No, she's all the cliche things, hardworking, humble, absolutely passionate about what she does. And then the one thing I would say, I got to shout out her toughness. I don't think I've ever coached anybody mentally, physically, emotionally as tough as Ashley. I don't know how they ever fit such a big heart in such a little body like that, but she's going to be the last one that's going to back down from a fight and a challenge. So that's what makes her truly special.
What was it like to bring home not 1, but 2 Mid-American Conference championships this past season in cross country, and then indoor track and field? You break through for the first time in 2021.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was a vision come to light that it can be done and it would be done here in DeKalb, and we would win and do it the right way with the right kids. And it was just a body of work. We worked really hard to get to this point, and it wasn't easy. I think you often celebrate the success, and sometimes it can even be a short-lived celebration, but it took a lot of years for us to get to this point, and a lot of work, a lot of ups, lots of downs, but seeing the vision come to light, it was really truly something special, and to share that with the athletes and the staff was something I'll definitely remember the rest of my life.
All right, championships in Eugene, Oregon tomorrow. ESPN2 will have the coverage. Everybody back this way will have a chance to see Ashley compete. And let her know, please, too, that there are many, many people back in DeKalb and across the northern Illinois area that will be cheering for her and watching. What's the weather in Eugene? What's it going to look like tomorrow? Is that pretty good weather for distance running that you have forecast?
Yeah, it's beautiful out here. The sun's out. It's supposed to be low 60s tomorrow night. So couldn't ask for better weather and a better facility.
Indeed. The pride of Oregon, Illinois, just about 40 miles away. I salute you too, my friend. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yes,
indeed.
Sir.
Adrian Myers joining us from Eugene, Oregon. Not too far away from him. I mean, she's on the same trip as well. The Coach of the Year, 2021 Mid-American Conference Coach of the Year, Connie Teaberry, who led the NIU track and field program to that Mid-American Conference Indoor Championship. Coach, congratulations. There's my favorite lady. Welcome as we talk to you from here all the way to Oregon. Your team had a fantastic season. Talk about what it was like feelings of winning that first Mid-American Indoor Championship. And then when you get back into DeKalb, the police escort, I understand you had a police escort, and the lights on the University Center where the home student center, were all red, illuminating the building to kind of welcome you home, as I recall. Well, Connie, we can't quite hear you. Maybe if you jiggle something, that pick up that computer, drop it from 5 feet or whichever. But right now, I'm sorry to say we just can't quite hear you. And really looking forward to your thoughts and be able to see what the situation is and how excited the team was coming back into DeKalb. But for the try it one more time. Just give us a word or two one more time. See if we can make this work. No, they're just see if anything happens. Nope. So sorry. I wish the news were better here. It's just maybe perhaps we sign off tonight. We get a chance to get back at you and finish things off a little bit. But all the best. Congratulations from all of us. Connie T. Berry, the director of NIU Track and Field, and the winner of the Mid-American Conference Indoor Championships. The ladies were this past season. Well, it's closing time. It's closing time indeed. And our final head coach of the evening, and of course, it has got to be NIU head football coach Thomas Hammock. And Coach, it's great to have you on the show and see you up there along the, you're right next to Coach Gooden, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back a little bit. You were able to play 6 games, but it's just, without the non-conference, only 6 games. It was kind of an unbalanced schedule. You did have everybody in your own division, but what was it? It was different. What was it you missed the most, normalcy-wise about NIU football this past season?
Well, obviously you missed the routine of getting the team, ready to play. There was a lot of start and stop, especially with a lot of young guys. The uncertainty of are we playing, are we not playing? So the routine was certainly missed. The fans were missed. To have the opportunity to play in front of your fans and more specifically, the parents. We know parents make a lot of sacrifices for their children, and for them not to have the experience to come out and watch them play last year was tough. And so that's why this spring we tried to open up as many practices as possible so parents could come and watch their kids. And I think they had a great time. We're going to do the same thing in fall camp. We're going to open practices and let parents and family and friends and students and everybody else that wants to come to practice experience that, because I feel like we got a really good team, and I want people to have a chance to come see it before we get going.
Indeed, and speaking of the spring practice, we had a chance to catch 4, 5, 6 of them, I think, and some of the newcomers that you have brought onto the program, and certainly I would think you'd have to call them impact players, especially the likes of Rocky Lombardi and Clint Rakovich to the team. Who are some of the other names that we need to keep an eye on that we might not have on the table right now as far as 2021 is concerned?
Yeah, some guys that we feel are really important for our team. Obviously, the tight end position is the one that's really important. And Myles Joyner is a young man that's on campus. He's 6'4", he's 260 pounds. He can block, he can run, he can catch. He gives us an added dimension for our offense that we feel like can really be an asset as we get through the season. Then we got some young guys that came mid-year that we feel like can really contribute. Pete Niger is a young man out of Brownsburg, Indiana, who's an offensive lineman, is going to play center. He has some quality depth. Ethan Hampton is a young man from right down the road at Aurora Christian that we feel is an excellent quarterback. He's a very good athlete, a better athlete than people are going to assume, but he can certainly spin the ball. And then a DB from Florida, Cyrus McGarrell, who we had all 3 of these young men in spring practice. They earned their reps, and these guys that I can see being, contributors for us, or at least guys that can provide depth along our team.
And you've still got, 25, 26, 27 freshmen that are going to be arriving on campus now that we haven't seen as yet that will be in fall camp?
We got a big class coming in, but, unlike last year we were depending on freshmen to come in and play. That's not the case now. If a young man is going to come in here and play, he really has to wow us over the summer, over fall camp, he really has to make a difference because, the amount of young guys we played last year, those guys have made a tremendous jump. These guys are ready to play. They're ready to attack it. And they have the experience, the game experience, even though they may be young on paper. We feel like we have an experienced young team that's going to be ready to play.
Georgia Tech in 88 days down in Atlanta, Georgia. That's in the back of your mind. That's in the back of everybody's mind at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, for us, we just trying to really focus on us and not necessarily who we're playing. How can we push ourselves? How can we get better each and every day? We've had these guys on campus for 2 weeks. They've been really attacking it. We had an extended break this year with, no spring break. They had some more time back home, but they came back. They passed the run test, and every day they've been attacking it like a team that they know what to expect. It's not their first time around, and certainly I like the growth of our team and where we're at right now.
I know Georgia Tech is first, but I know you've got a circle around that. I know everybody's got a circle around September the 11th. How excited are you for that home opener against Maine when we celebrate welcoming everybody back?
Yeah, we're certainly excited to be back in Huskie Stadium and to have the fans. Wyoming is a quality opponent. Obviously, we played them a couple years ago, but I had a chance to visit with their head coach on the road, Coach Bowl. We spent the last week at a bunch of different camps and been around a lot of coaches. He came up to me and said, I know you guys were young, but you guys played hard. So I think there's a lot of respect, especially from other MAC coaches and Coach Bowl. We were a young football team last year that played hard. And, now we're experienced. And I think guys are ready to step up and know what's necessary to go out there and do what it takes.
And indeed. Yes, you were young. Yes, you did play hard. And yes, you are ready. There's no question about that. Hey, football can't come too quick. 88 days, my friend. We'll see you long before that. We'll have to catch lunch sometime. The guys and I will buy. I tell you what, we'll buy.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. Head Coach Thomas Hammock, football-wise, we do have the ability to go back and finish our conversation with the First Lady of Husky Track and Field, Connie T-Berry. And Connie, I think we left you with a question, what it was like winning that first Mid-American Conference indoor championship and the feeling coming back into DeKalb with the police escort a little bit and the lights on the tower illuminating all red in honor of your victory. Had to feel special.
It felt very special, a sense of accomplishment. Coach Myers, Coach Walbrink, and all of our supporting staff, they worked so hard to get us to where we got to indoors and cross country and, even the work that we did outdoors. We can't say it enough. Thank you for all of the believing in us. I've been here for 17 years. The program's been back in operation for 21. And to go from no track, and 17 years, 20 years later, being able to grab the first MAC championship for the university and for the program, is very humbling. It just helps you to see all the work that the ones before, the athletes before paved, as Sam was saying, and everyone else, all the other coaches were saying, all the work that these athletes put in, and maybe during their time, they may not have been able to see the championship, but they were just as much a part of this championship as the girls that were actually competing. So a sense of accomplishment, very rewarding and satisfying.
We watched you construct this program from the ground up for those past number of years, and you've done a remarkable job on it. We talked a little bit about Ashley Tutt with Coach Myers a couple of moments ago. I want to ask you, who are some of the athletes to watch on your side of the fence as you move forward with your program?
The great part about it is we only lost 2 scores, Kenye Majors and Remy Martifio. So we have a lot of girls coming back that can do some damage. So I'm going to start with Mckenzie Callahan because she's a danger from the 400 all the way up to the 15.5 and the steeplechase. We've got Kimon Hines, who's won the 60 indoors, but then got injured. So she didn't compete outdoors, so we can get her ready for this upcoming season. Jasmine Smith comes back. She won the long jump outdoors and was third indoors. Brooke Lytle, who's a young phenom, just started steeplechasing and was able to put points on the board outdoors. And then we have all of our young ones, the Kennedy Crawfords, Julia Finnegans, so many. I'm missing some. But anyway, our young girls that were freshmen this year that put scout regular, who put points on the board indoors, are all coming back. So we have a slew of young ladies, Victoria Robinson, who's placed in the 800 time and time again from last year to this year, to indoors to outdoors. So we're looking at making a big splash, coming to next year. We had a lot of COVID returns from those other teams that we didn't have outdoors, so those kids will be gone, and we still got Ashley Tuck. So we're ready to do some damage in the indoor and outdoor for next year.
That's good news, without question. And one last question, it's been posed to me. What kind of connection do you have to arrange for a police escort when you come back into town?
You have to have Mike as your bus driver that makes that phone call for you and gets it done.
That was it, okay. And who did he call?
I'm not sure, but he has some connections. He had some great connections. And the girls were so excited to see it. I mean, they woke up and they were laughing and screaming, and it was a good time.
Inside joke here. Your husband is a sergeant, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
With the NIU Police Department.
Yes, he is.
I'm thinking there might have been a phone call or two. Working its way there.
You know what? Believe it or not, I did ask him that, and he said no, it was not. They asked him to do it, but he was not the connection.
Ooh, he's in trouble.
He is.
He's in trouble. Hey, Connie, you're a delight to talk to you. Thank you so much. My favorite person in the athletic department. Thank you so much. Best of luck. We're going to keep a real close eye on you. Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
Indeed. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much sums it up. That's pretty much a wrap. That's what we have as far as this 2021 Husky Summer Circuit is concerned. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as we have being able to bring it to you. Now, just a reminder, we'd love for you to subscribe to the NIU Athletics YouTube page. Now, this is where you're going to find all of our video content from NIU Husky Athletics. You'll find it right there. Also, please don't forget the virtual Victor E. Bash continues tomorrow night, 7 p.m. It'll be the virtual Wine and Spirits Bowl. Just have your dialing finger ready. You have to use the mouse, I think, just to try to get in there. And it's kind of like trying to get an A seat, if you know what I mean. But it's a lot of fun. And there's some great items that are there as well. And then there's, without saying, the online auction and jersey sale. Be sure to have that set to go as well. That will continue. Friday night is when we end everything at 6 p.m. Sean Frazier, Andy Garcia will be here with the Victor E. Bash wrap-up and the thank you event here on YouTube. But again, that's what we have for you tonight. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. You're the people. Every single penny of this goes towards the support of NIU Husky student athletics. There's no commission involved anywhere. It goes to these young men and these young women that we've been talking about all night long. We could not do it without you. For the moment, so long from DeKalb. Thanks for being here. Go Huskies.